Susan from BakeWithMom.com. Today we're going to make a basic oatmeal cookie. I put out a new video every Friday. So to start with today, I have already sifted my flour and measured 1 cup of flour. I'm going to put that in my sifter again, plus 1/3 of a cup, so 1 1/3 cups flour. We're going to have a scant teaspoon of baking soda. A scant teaspoon of baking soda means it's less than a teaspoon. Usually I like to heap things a little bit. Instead, you're going to have less than a teaspoon's worth. So it'll be just a little shy of a teaspoon. Then we're going to put in 1/8 of a teaspoon of cornstarch and 1/4 of a teaspoon of cream of tartar. And I like to make that one a little bit on the heaping side. Now this is heaping. And then we're going to add to that 1/2 teaspoon of salt. We're going to sift this all together. So now we're going to start with our butter. We're going to add 3/4 of a cup of unsalted butter. Now 3/4 of a cup would be 1 1/2 sticks. So we're going to get this blending at about medium speed. And to that we're going to add 1/4 of a cup of granulated sugar. And then I have 1 cup of firmly packed light brown sugar. Be sure and get the sides of the bowl. You want to get the sugar completely incorporated into the butter before you add anything else. And you can tell when it's completely incorporated because you won't see any dark brown flecks compared to the light of the butter. Now to that, we're going to add 1 egg, a tablespoon of honey, and a teaspoon of vanilla. You notice with the egg and the honey and the vanilla, it's got a creamier texture to it now and not so granulated looking. So we're going to get that mixed in. And now we're going to add our flour mixture. I'm just going to add a little at a time. Scrape the sides. Don't forget to scrape the bottom of your bowl because sometimes flour will stick down there and it won't be fully mixed in with the rest of the ingredients, and it tastes really icky when you get a puff of flour in your cookie. And to this now, we're going to add 2 cups of oats. And you want to mix this well through it so that all of your cookies will have some oats in it. So scrape your sides and scrape the bottom, and we'll just mix it in. Now if you want to make a really interesting cookie, I like just a basic oatmeal, but you could add to it a cup of chocolate chips or a cup of toffee chips, a cup of chopped nuts, a teaspoon of cinnamon would give it an interesting flavor, or even a cup of raisins. Today we're just going to make the basic oatmeal. Now I've prepared a couple pans here with some parchment paper. It's necessary for you to put parchment paper down because these cookies are rather delicate, and if you try to pull them off of after they're through cooking with the spatula, they'll break apart. This makes it much easier. What you're going to do is you're going to bake your cookie on the parchment paper and then let it cool for about 5 minutes on the paper, and then you just lift the paper and pop the cookies off. So you'll have it about a teaspoon that's very heaped. That would make you about a tablespoon, a couple tablespoons. And put them far enough apart so that they don't run together. So we have our preheated oven. It's been preheated to 350 degrees. We're going to put our cookies in the oven, one on top of the other. And they're supposed to cook for 11 to 15 minutes. I'm going to cook mine for 13 minutes, but actually I'm setting my timer for 6.5 minutes because halfway through I'm going to switch the pans so that the top is on the bottom and the bottom is on the top. And the reason we do this is so that the cookies bake evenly. If I left the top cookie sheet for the whole 13 minutes, it would get well done on the top and not get done on the bottom. And the bottom ones would get done on the bottom but not on the top. So to make them cook evenly, we switch the pans halfway through. Okay, so it's time to turn our cookies. We're going to switch the bottom one to the top and the top one to the bottom. Now see, the top one is getting nice and done on top, but the bottom ones aren't. So we're going to put them on top so that they cook evenly. And we're going to set it for another 6.5 minutes because I was going to do mine for 13 minutes. Okay, so now we're going to find out how our cookies turned out. Oh, nice and golden. That's just the way you want them to look. So we're going to let them cool on the pan for about 5 minutes. If you take them off right now, they're very soft. And in 5 minutes, they'll just pop right off of your parchment paper and you can let them cool on a plate for the rest of the time. Okay, so here's our oatmeal cookies. And they were made at BakeWithMom.com. And I post every Friday. Sweet and chewy. Just the way I like it. Enjoy. Hi, I'm Susan with BakeWithMom.com. Subscribe to my YouTube channel and you can learn to bake something new every Friday. Check out this video here and this one here. Make sure you subscribe to my channel. You know you want to learn how to bake. You want to bake these cookies because they're awesome. You want to bake that bread and this cake, so make sure you subscribe to my channel.